Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Uncle Mortis and today we're gonna learn some Blender. This small course will be divided into 4 parts where such aspects of 3D modeling as basic hard surface modeling, stylization, shading, work with materials and render will be covered. And by the end of the course, you'll probably will be able to recreate my illustration from Instagram or make something similar. And here we are in Blender. First of all, I want you to pay attention on lower left corner of my display. Here you can see all shortcuts and hotkeys I use are displayed. Look, W, A, S, D, D. So this feature will make you easier. Yeah, that will make process easier to understand for you. As the next step, we should look at this lovely cube that greets us and delete it clearly and add to our scene references that will be linked in bio. Use Shift A, image as reference, and choose the file with image of our illustration. Here it is, front view, and let's add reference of side view. We should rotate it by z-axis. Now RZ 270, I suppose. Yeah, that's great. And let's change opacity a little bit, decrease it. And now let's add just a simple cube and scale it. Oh, we should for reference in order to make it more symmetrical. So I think that's enough. So now we should scale our cube until it matches our reference. So do something like that. Now let's scale it by y-axis, and I think that's enough. Go to edit mode, tab, and select these edges. Before it we should apply scale from Ctrl A shortcut. When scale is applied, we can bevel this, Ctrl B, and we should bevel it 4 times. This way. Now let's take this front face and insert it using I. Scale it. Not bad. E to extrude it inside. So this will be a cavity, hole for monitor, for screen. Then you see there is a back part of our monitor. How we will make this? We will insert it as well. Scale it until it matches the shape and extrude it. So as you see, this back part isn't that straight, so let's choose these points and lower them a little bit, like that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's select all these faces using Alt and scale it by X a little bit. I think this is enough. And when base of our monitor is ready, we can go to small details. Firstly, I want to add smoothness to this model. How we can do this? Add bevel modifier, choose two segments and change profile from 150 to 1. So as you see now, geometry doesn't change, but if you go to edit mode, if you go to wireframe mode, you can clearly see that this profile of bevel just adds supporting loop cuts that will be useful when we add subdivision surface modifier. I like to choose subdivision into levels and shade smoothness. See, now our model is a lot smooth than it was. And next, I want to add these buttons that you can see on reference to our model. How can we do this? Select this face, press Shift S and cursor to selected, so it will move cursor to our face. Then we can add plane, rotate it, scale it, like that, and position it according to reference. But you should keep in mind that it doesn't have to be brilliant and ideal. As you can see, now button don't match the exact monitor, so let's scale it, move it up, and apply the scale. Insert it and delete this face. E for extrude, and choose the monitor and copy modifiers. As you can see, bevel and subdivision surface create some artifacts on this object. We can get rid of it just with changing the limit method on bevel modifier. Let's change it from angle to weight. Go to edit mode, A to choose everything, and add weight. Assign it. Shade smooth. Oh, look at this. This is perfect. And this is just a socket for button. Button itself we will make this way. Choose the object. Go to edit mode, select this loop. Press Shift D to duplicate it. And move it a little bit by Y-axis. Press F to fill, E to extrude, and we should add weight to these edges, like this. Edit it again. You can scale it a little bit. Shade smooth. And that's enough. But as you can see on this monitor, there is 3 same buttons. In order to make this to reach the same effect, we should add array modifier that will make copies of our object. Here it is. Add second copy and increase the distance between them. And on my opinion, borders of a monitor are too thin. We can fix it using simple methods. Alt and left mouse to choose the loop over faces, and press Alt S to scale along normals, just like that, just for a little bit. Now let's move our buttons. Then I want to add this circular button, and it will be made as well as these buttons. It will use the same methods. We also have cursors there, but instead of simple planes, we will use circle. Surprisingly, let's change vertices, amount of vertices from 32 to 16, and rotate it. Then scale it again. Position it. Use F to fill, I to insert, S to scale it, and delete this face. Extrude it again. And let's copy these modifiers, or let's copy modifiers from monitor. Shade smooth it, then choose this loop, duplicate it again, move it inside, F to fill, E to extrude, shade smooth it again, and we have the circular button. And what about to add this nice antenna? I don't want to complicate it, so let's just move cursor to this face and add a round cube. Change radius to 1 and we'll have perfect circle. If you don't have this in your spawn button, in your spawn menu, you should go to Edit, Preferences, and find add-on that's called Extra Objects, and turn it Add Mesh Extra Objects. As you can see, you should turn it on, and then you will find in your menu round cube. Let's delete this part and scale it. Scale it by the x-axis and fill this loop. That's enough. We can shade smooth it or shade auto smooth it. Let's move our cursor to this point, add cylinder with no top faces and reduce amount of vertices from 32 to 16. Scale it by x-axis or by z-axis, and here we should place our cursor again and add round cube. Scale it a little bit, auto smooth it, shade smooth it. Let's join it, add subdivision surface modifier. Let's join it and add subdivision surface modifier. Rotate it, scale it this way, and we should make a copy using a mirror modifier. Select our first round cube as mirror object, and here it is. For this base of antenna, we can copy modifiers from our monitor and shade smooth it. Okay, our antenna is ready. Now let's model this grid that you can see on the reference. Add a plane rotated by y-axis, move it, scale it, until it match reference. Then next, go to edit mode, press I to insert. But firstly you should apply the scale. I to insert, and delete this central face. Select these edges and press Ctrl B. You will add some bevels, just like that. Then pick Solidify modifier to add some geometry, and bevel, 2 segments, profile, and subdivision surface in level 2. Then you should summon this cube. Okay, let's transport our cursor to this grid and select cube, selection to cursor, scale it by y-axis, and okay, move it a little bit, choose this edge, grab it, choose this face, grab it, extrude it this way, and let's just copy modifiers from this grid. Without solidify, shade smooth it. And when part of this grid is ready, we should copy it multiple times using array modifier. So pick it, change factor from X to Z, do something like this, increase count of copies, and apply it. Now we should go to side view, select these faces, move cursor to these faces, press right mouse button and set their origin to 3D cursor. Now move 3D cursor to our base and move these parts to the base, to the cursor, and scale it a little bit by that axis, and our grid is ready. So now we should place it there, choose face project and align rotation to target, G, X with control. Okay, that doesn't work. Actually, you can just move it to our computer, and that will be enough. And finally, as a very last step of first lesson, I would like to add this sticker. It's pretty basic. Choose this face, cursor to selected, add a plane, rotate it by x-axis, scale it, position it. And now what should we do? Ctrl R to add some cuts. loop cuts. I think this amount will be enough. Then select this edge, turn on the elastic deform, and choose sharp. G, Y, and shade smooth it. G, Z, to get rid of this artifact. And that's all. We actually did this. So, congratulations guys. You've watched first episode of my small course, and now, as reward, you deserved cursed picture of my cat.